Good evening. My name is Tony Loop. This is Business Insights. It's actually Sunday night, and I wanted to. So I'm wearing a t-shirt, hooded jacket. I'm uh, I'm at home. It's Sunday night, and I'm making these a couple videos here. Um, Not really for anyone, but for everyone. And I don't pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm a pretty relaxed person. I put it out there, and that's the way it is. The I wanted to make a video and try and talk to people and explain, if no one's ever heard of it yet, what this theory called singularity. And I use the term differently in certain contexts, but in general, the generally accepted definition, I believe, is that the point of singularity would be describing a point in our society when technology has advanced so far that it seems to be there are people who know it, understand it, and there are people who do not know and do not understand the technology. And the difference between the two groups is so widespread, and there's such a gap between them that they're almost two different societies. And so at that point of singularity, the people who have no idea about this technology will almost feel like the people who do are using some type of magic. And that would be the basic idea, from my understanding. And this is important because our society is advancing very quickly. I've seen in Japan they have they've had sold out concerts for music concerts, and the lead singer of the act is a hologram. And from what I've seen of it, the video I've seen of it is it's amazing. And now having 3D TVs, 3D without glasses, being able to do 3D modeling, actually being able to sculpt a three-dimensional model, a three-dimensional printer. It's very common. You can buy them. I think they're under $1,000 now. I know they're under $2,000. The smartphones, again, they are extremely smart to be able to speak in one language, and even if the translation is terrible, it gets the idea across, and it's just a matter of time before the translations become perfect. Be able to speak in my phone in English and have the phone rephrase in a different language, so someone who doesn't understand English would understand what it is I want, or I'm asking. Brings up if you watch Star Trek, they had some device where they could just speak and it would automatically convert to a different language. And that is really the amazing technology that we're dealing with nowadays. With GPS, with sign-ins, Foursquare, all the social media, all coming together. There is, you have Skype. There's another video site. I can't think off the top of my head, but there's a few different carriers. SiteSpeed, Skype. There's a few of them out there that do video conferencing. The boundaries that used to limit people from communicating are just being torn down. And with free applications and the ease of creating an app, I created an application for a phone using Google. It's amazing. It's very simple to do, and if you understand the technology, these things are very simple. And you can communicate and you can do amazing things. If you don't understand the technology, I've seen people. I saw one older person try and use a phone. It wasn't a smartphone. It was a regular cell phone, with buttons, and like they were lost. And I think they actually had it upside down, and it was they didn't turn it off. They didn't have to turn it off. Um, but I can see where that divide is happening, and the amount of technology that's occurring is, if you look at IBM and the recent Jeopardy. Actually, I don't think they've actually done it. I think they only did the initial test run, where IBM put up a supercomputer against two human players, and the computer won. Now, back in the 70s, IBM did the same thing with the chess player, uh, Kasparov. I don't remember his name. And the computer won. But chess is a very limited game. It's pretty straightforward. Whereas in Jeopardy, the understanding the clues, all the different topics, the way they hint at certain things, the way they use language, it's not. I mean, the computer really had to make a lot of decisions, especially to decide even if it could answer the question. Because in Jeopardy, you have to ring in. If you're wrong, you lose money. So part of it is when you determine, I don't know the answer, I can't ring in. But this computer was able to beat out two human competitors. And it wasn't just two human people, just two people. It was the two people who had, I think the one person won like 70 shows in a row. These people won millions of dollars on Jeopardy. So they were the best players on Jeopardy. And the rate at which technology is evolving is just incredible. So as a society, I think it is our responsibility to continue to promote education. There's a lot of people who they don't like paying the school's taxes. There's a question as to about free education, and if as a society we do not push for more and more education, and even, I'm actually a fan of corporations and businesses and enterprises training their workforce and continually training. Continual education is so important. I know, for example, even if you look at Microsoft Office, it's a let's call it a standard. When a company standardized, 10 years ago on Office like 2000, if they haven't upgraded those versions, the difference between Office 2000 and Office 2010, and I have Office 2010, and I love it. It's great. And the integration of Power Pivot for Excel, for the way Word determines the context, it is PowerPoint. These are just awesome tools, and you can do so much more when you understand how to use the tool. So there's a huge disadvantage, and a lot of workers I know, they get out of work, they want to go home and be with family. They don't want to take time on their own. So by, whether it's the Google 80-20 rule, where employees can spend 20% of the time on their own pet projects, or it's just, some type of a mandate where a corporation provides the training to those people, so that not just their own employees, but just as the general society, the triple bottom line, as a benefit to society, we continually promote society so that older workers are not completely lost when technology changes over 10 years, and changes drastically over 10 years. It's important, and whether the government subsidizes that or, however we do it, how as a society we come together to do it, it's something we need to do. I don't want to talk about America, the United States, or a country specific, but every country around the world, if they're not doing it, they will be contributing to that theory of singularity, and they're going to be left behind. And what's going to happen is economically, there's going to be a huge disadvantage. You talk about economic theories and competitive advantage and all that, and it's not an advantage anymore to understand technology. It's just common practice. if you don't understand it, if you understand it, it's not an advantage anymore. It's what's necessary. It's just a standard. And if you don't understand it, you're now just at a disadvantage. So I'm making this video, and I'm putting it out there because I know there are some people who understand, and there's some people who don't. And I think it's just so important that people start looking ahead to see the reality that whether it's so drastic that society gets turned on end, or it's just a matter of we have a huge section of the population of the world who can't really work or who can't produce, and that burden shifts to the people who can and the people who do understand, and it's going to be an issue. So I would prefer to see our governments work towards some type of education where there is this, that everybody does receive a good education, and that all the workers, all the people of the world can receive continuing education, whether it's just a part of the job or whether they're at least offered it on their own time, subsidize something, because it's going to happen, and I'd rather not see, well, the worst case scenario. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see a bad case scenario. I'd prefer if, as a society, as a world society, as a global society, we could develop these plans together, figure out a way to work it out, and move forward. MIT does free online courses. You can receive they have all their courses, not all of them, but a lot of courses posted. I know that Michigan State University does global international trade training. They have courses online that are free. But again, and that's part of, I've done some of those just because I wanted to learn more. I do courses within my own industry. I do courses outside of it, Security Plus, Project Plus, just because I understand what's going on, and if you don't keep up, you will fall behind. And so, again, I really hope we can find a solution to these problems that have not yet become problems, but that a lot of people see it in the future as happening. And I don't think it takes a whole lot to see these issues or these situations really becoming a reality. So again, I just wanted to make this video, put it out there. If anyone had a question about Singularity, about this technological divide, I just think it's in our best interest to explore it further and come up with a solution before the problem becomes a real problem. But that's Business Insights. Thank you for your time.